Welcome back to another CEO.CA interview. Today I'm sitting with Galen McNamara of Aero Energy. Now, as interim CEO, I know you've been obviously busy managing Aero as well as SUMA, your other company. But let's focus here on Aero. I know it's a completely different district, the Athabasca Basin. Tell us about it and why it's significant for uranium plays.
Yeah, well, I think we're starting from the highest level. The Athabasca has been such a rich producer of uranium. It's produced something like 900 million pounds of uranium oxide, U3O8, going back decades and decades. But even to this day, you might be surprised to hear, some people are surprised to hear that there's portions of it that are near its rim that are still quite underexplored for the type of big deposits that we know can occur. So that's really the one of the founding principles for Aero Energy, is to look in places like that. We're a very new company that's about a year old as Aero Energy, and we've started to do some pretty good exploration on the north rim of the Athabasca Basin near Uranium City that we're going to keep at, and I hope we'll be successful, but we're very much working hard on making another big discovery.
That sounds pretty humble, but I want to learn more about you and your team, because I think it's important to ask that when you think, okay, there's a lot of opportunity and potential here that you just described, so why Aero Energy?
Yeah, so I mean, to start with myself, I'm a geologist by trade, going back almost 20 years or so now. And I was lucky enough to work on a deposit called the Aero deposit for NextGen Energy, where I managed most of the drilling between 2014 and 2018, and really got to manage the drill out of that deposit and see what it was like. And we saw some great high grades there, and of course, it's gone on to do very well.
So you started your career at
not my
Athabasca.
actually not my career. I've kind of worked all over, I've kind of worked all over in different commodities, but that's the relevant experience here. So I was looking at the projects that are now in Aero Energy and just saw some great similarities for targets that we really felt high conviction that this wasn't explored the correct way. Not the correct way, but it wasn't explored in the way that we would explore it now, and therefore maybe we can add some value. The Uranium City area, of course, it's called Uranium City because there's lots of uranium around, right? But a lot of the production that came out of the district came from things that were different than what we're exploring for today. Not to get too far into the geologic weeds, but so far our theory is starting to prove correct, and that we're hitting the right type of mineralization in the right rock in a new discovery from last summer that we now need to this winter come back and follow up on in a way that's very strong to try to find something significant.
What were the key, I guess, takeaways or groundwork that you left 2024 with? That is setting the stage for this year?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think the main takeaway is that we discovered a new zone of mineralization, 8 meters of 0.3% U3O8, which is a really, really strong start in the types of rocks that we're seeing them in. And just to compare that to NextGen's first discovery hole on a grade thickness basis, I think is actually a little bit better. Now, of course, they went on subsequently, and the rest is history. We haven't been. We're just starting that work now. We're starting that work this winter. Really, we'll drill a certain amount of holes based on the targets, stepping out, continuing to step out around where we know there's already a discovery. We'll see what happens.
Now, in terms of who's backing Aero, who's involved, can you share maybe share structure details as well?
Yeah. So there's a little over 100 million shares outstanding. I think our share price now is like 4 cents, so that gives us a market cap of, I think it's a little over 4 million. It's something that, hey, all of these uranium companies have been beat up, but for us to find something like it was the first ever drill program, we're starting to hit. I hope it's going to be more. We're going to give it our best shot.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. But I think the other important part of this is talking about the rest of the exploration team. Joining me on this as an advisor is Garrett Ainsworth. He was the VP Exploration for NextGen Energy for many years. But also we have 2 joint venture partners that have some very highly experienced technical people. At our one joint venture partner, Dale Varan and Gareth Garlick. Dale was the former VP Exploration for Denison. And then at our other joint venture partner, there's a gentleman named Sean Hilliker who worked with Garrett and I very closely at NextGen as well. And for us, this opportunity hit us in the same way. It's like, yeah, there's been a lot of uranium mined already around Uranium City. But we just see potentially looking at it from a different angle that in a modern sense, no one's looked at that before, and therefore that opens up exploration potential over tens of kilometers where the target is another NextGen or another fission. That type of exploration hasn't really been done there yet, and these things are right at surface, basically right at surface. we're not looking. We don't have to drill through 400 or 500 meters of sandstone to get to a target. You know, like this last discovery we made, I think was like 70 meters below surface or something like that. So the cost per test for drilling is much lower.
Yep. Well, thank you for all of those insights. Ticker symbol again is AERO,
AERO,
correct? On the Venture Exchange.
Yeah, that's right.
And our viewers know that you can go to our website, CEO.CA, and search AERO to see all of the investor chatter as well.